Death Spiral, the only anime podcast that came from another world with cheat-level podcast hosting skills. We are back again to discuss summer 2020. Wait, 2024? What year is this?
No, you had it right. 2024.
24?
Horrifyingly,
Jesus.
yes.
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. My face, my skin, what's happening?
He's melting like the end of Indiana Jones. Those Nazis at the end of Indiana Jones, they didn't actually die. They got isekai'd. To hell.
To hell. That's another world.
Oh, yeah. Has that happened yet? There's got to be, right? In isekai where it's like, I got isekai'd to another world and it was actually just hell.
Well, do you remember many episodes back I talked about that bizarre rom-com about the guys in hell falling in love with their torturers?
Yeah, yes.
Yes. I think it's called Life in Hell, ironically. Or was it Love in Hell? Sorry, Matt Groening.
If it's Life in Hell, then Matt Groening's going to be calling his lawyers.
Yeah, he's going to be a little pissed off about that. I really liked both of those, actually. I thought they were really fun. I still think the gag of doing like a cutesy rom-com, but then every once in a while just having the most insane fucking like gore shots just peppered throughout is really funny.
Yeah. I could see how the joke has limited replay value,
Well, it's not a long series. It only lasted, I don't know, 20 chapters, 25 chapters, something like that. Short and sweet.
Okay. I mean, did it seem like it was intended to be that short? Because that makes a big difference.
I think so. I don't think they had like dangling plot lines. It played it pretty simple. Guys in hell. His torturer is a cute anime girl. They fall in love. Where else do you go?
I cannot overstate the value in this day and age of a tight, simple plot line that just, comes in, does its stuff professionally, and then packs up and leaves.
I know. You're a big proponent of that. Mm-hmm. For me, again, it gets back into our discussion of like, why do we not have graphic novel style releases? Instead, we have the occasional one-shot format, but I still would just prefer like an actual published like book style book.
I mean, I think until you solve the issue of how manga is fundamentally published, then we're not going to see that change, right?
Yeah, I know.
Now, the entire industry is set up to chase those, once in a million Narutos or Dragon Balls.
Those tasty serialization numbers.
They want everything to be a Seinfeld, if I can put it in your terms, Not everything's going to be a Seinfeld that has infinite syndication value, right?
It would be funny if, like, Shonen Jump... Actually, I don't even know if they do this. Maybe they do. But, like, if there were reruns in Shonen Jump where they just published old popular chapters.
Do they not do that? I feel like that is so obvious,
I don't know. I don't buy Shonen Jumps. Yeah, hard to find around here.
Yeah. I think that probably the issue with that is that they have such an influx, such a high pool of new things to draw from. It doesn't matter if they fall behind a month or two while they're waiting for a new One Piece chapter. Although, probably not One Piece because that guy is on a schedule and he does not falter.
Oda's ripping through.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about him.
But, while they're waiting for a new chapter from their big hits or their big stars for the time, they can pull any number of no-name chapter ones out of the ether to fill space. It's not that hard.
Sure, why not?
It's the problem with every creative industry. It's too many people with a passion that are willing to get taken advantage of by people who want to make money off them. So, I am blaming the artist. It's their fault.
Oh, you are blaming it.
I want to be clear about that. I am blaming the artist for their own misfortune.
If you have passion, you're a dumb sucker, and it's your fault. It's your fault. It's all happening because of you.
Yeah, no, it's if you're not going through life mechanically cynical, then I don't know how to help you, right? That's putting restraints on yourself.
I do have to say, I mean, this runs into both of those problems, but like I have quote unquote caught up on Vagabond in between these podcast releases.
You just blazed right through it.
Well, it's like 300 something chapters, and I've reached the most recent translated chapter I could find anywhere is, and that seems to have been published quite a long time ago. This is yet another one of those sitting on hiatus type calendar release style, where I am just gonna, like, I don't know, check in every couple months, I guess, to see like, well, what about now? Nope. Okay.
This is a shout out to all you Hunter x Hunter fans out there.
Well, believe me, we have given up.
You thrown in the towel? Is that it? Everyone's gone home?
We have officially reached Winds of Winter levels. This is like it. There is no point in continuing to hope. We got one chapter released like a year and a half ago or something like that. And then nothing. It's just right back into nothing.
Ouch.
400 chapters.
At least he didn't unceremoniously die. Gotta say that, as a Berserk fan.
No, I guess I'm not asking.
I'm saying that hope isn't entirely gone for that series.
I am not asking Togashi to work himself to death so that I can get one more chapter of a sort of middling arc of Hunter x Hunter. I don't think anybody's out there.
Okay, but would the world be better
freaks.
if we could just ask creatives to do that? Can we have them just sacrifice themselves for the greater good of culture?
Togashi, I know your hand is like literally falling off, like it's being held in place by just the last couple ligaments, but do you think you could crank out like a couple more chapters? Come on, man.
I'm just saying, I need my fix. We all need our fix, okay?
The thing is, Togashi at least has kind of more of an excuse than George, Big George, Georgie boy.
Old Georgie M.R.M. Right?
Because George could just dictate the book.
Isn't that that's basically how they got the end of the show, though? He just told them what the ending was going to be, and then they did that, and it was shitty.
Yeah, kind of. But I mean, like, he could just literally he could talk into his phone. He could do voice to text and like finish the book that way. Togashi actually has to sit there with his like horribly gnarled claws that are, like hardening up and like draw pictures of dudes, Mm-hmm. You can't dictate that.
It reminds me of this interview that I saw with Junji Ito once. I swear, I've not been able to find it since. I found it online, but it's him giving, and it looks to be like from the early to mid 2000s. So like a while ago.
Yeah.
And he's giving like a walkthrough of his house and his studio where he works. And he pulls out this like abomination of mangled together technology. And it's like, one of those gamepad peripherals that have like a thumbstick and an extra 9-button input.
You were referring to the Player 2 style,
yes,
Mad Cat style controller.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he has like one of those that has been Frankenstein together with a ball track mouse, like on one side.
Yeah.
And he's like giving a demonstration of how he sketches a panel digitally, and he's cradling this thing like up to his chest like a pet, and it's like he's almost holding it upside down with his hand in this weird claw position.
Yep.
And he's just like, yeah, this is just how I find it most comfortable to draw. It's like, what?
Horrifying.
It's like it's body horror. It's Cronenbergian.
It's Cronenbergian the way he's combining himself with the machine, some kind of like bioorganic processing. Then again, you ever seen a video of like Jaco Pastorius playing the bass? He's got that thing like under his chin. And he's got his like hand all fucked up like over the thing, and he doesn't play slap bass, he plays like finger bass. He's just going all kinds of crazy places on that thing, and it looks all fucked up.
Well, I mean, if it gets results,
He sounds like sweet buttercream. That funky jazz man.
Okay. All right. What have you been doing? Come on, we got to talk about some anime. Let's cram some anime in
You want to
here.
get to the premieres. I won't. Okay.
I want to talk about the anime.
You're raring to go
Yeah.
about this Isekai Suicide Squad premiere.
I have been on suicide watch for days, and it's finally happened.
He's finally getting it. He's made that joke like 80 times since the last time we recorded. He's been saying it constantly.
My parents are very concerned. They don't understand
Yeah.
the reference.
Yeah, non-anime friends of ours are like, this is becoming really weird. Why does he keep saying that? But we watched it.
Oh boy, did we watch it.
We watched it.
I think
The cursed anime.
for me, this may be it. I think this is the end of anime. We've done it. It's over. We cannot recover from this. I think we should just call it quits at this point.
Now, what makes this special compared to, let's say, Batman Ninja? Just as a closer comparison.
Well, okay, Batman Ninja from memory, and I did not watch all of it.
Couldn't make it through.
That was CGI animated, and a few years ago at this point, it did not. At least to me, I don't think it was the best that medium has had to offer in terms of animation quality. It was like weird. Everyone had like kind of these blocky character designs, very angular, and everything was very dark, which plays into the ninja thing. But I think there are ways.
He is the Dark Knight.
Yeah, he is the Dark Knight.
Come on.
And I mean, let's not mince words. Batman is a ninja. That was never in dispute, right?
I mean, if we take all that stuff about him going to, like, I don't know, where was that? Like Tibet, Mongolia or something, and training with the League of Shadows or whatever. I mean, that is ninja shit, yes.
Yeah.
Like, very, very obviously ninja shit.
I think in the comics it gets even more explicit, with him.
Very weird to cast, I'm sorry, it's very weird to cast Liam Neeson as a ninja master, though. Can we agree on that point?
Yes, I think we can agree on that.
Who saw Liam Neeson and was like, oh, yeah, no, that's the dude.
Yeah, hey, this pasty white Irish guy is going to be the perfect Middle Eastern immortal ninja.
Yeah, it's sort of like, actually, Ben Kingsley makes more sense as the leader of the Five Rings or whatever the fuck it was called.
The character, unfortunately, is called the Mandarin.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Holdover from the 60s.
That makes more sense. That makes more sense than casting Liam Neeson to play a guy called Ra's al Ghul.
For some reason, in the Nolan canon, they pronounce it Raish, which I had never heard before.
Raish?
Yeah, they call him Raish al Ghul.
Maybe that was just like no one knew how to say it on set and they just winged it.
That was Nolan's that was his red VW moment. No, fuck it, I'm doing it my way.
Hey, everybody, you gotta say Raish now.
What, Chris? What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm saying if it sounds bad, I'll mix it out in post. I'll turn the music up like I do with all my other movies.
Yeah. Isekai Suicide Squad.
Yeah, Isekai Suicide Squad. Batman did not show up.
Not yet. I'm holding out hope.
You think so? You think he'll show up?
I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. They did not pay that much money. They got the budget character licenses for this one. I don't know. If I had to wager, they probably paid the most to get in on that Harley Quinn action, right?
Well, Harley is the whole point, right? I mean, Harley. If you don't have Harley, what are you doing? You're not doing this show for sure if you don't have Harley.
No, absolutely not. And they have gone. They've comprised their cast of pretty much all of the fan favorites. We got Harley Quinn. We got Deadshot. We got King Shark, who people really like for some reason.
I guess King Shark is all right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the fact that they're doing kind of like a Kirby thing with him in this is kind of funny. I like that.
You like that?
Who else is in there? They got John Cena. John Cena's in there.
No, not John Cena. That was one of my big problems. Is like Peacemaker is not a good character. Like he's a pretty boring guy. John Cena, whatever you want to say about wrestlers turned actors, John Cena brought like everything to that character.
Oh, he brought I mean, you can say the whole character, but an unparalleled level of of charisma to someone who
Is nothing.
is nothing. By all accounts, should be like a mini boss at best, a mook.
Yeah.
An elevated grunt.
Cena is funny.
Cena has chops. He's got the timing.
He's got the chops. You know, did you watch the show, the Peacemaker show?
I did not watch. Well, I watched certain clips of it. I haven't watched the actual show.
Because it's got a lot of James Gunn stuff that I don't really like, but he's really good. I think he's really funny in it.
Yeah, someone showed me the fight between him and the guy that dresses like Kick-Ass, judo master.
Oh, his weird little serial killer sidekick.
Yeah, and that was pretty funny. But I never got around to watching the whole thing. But so in the anime with Peacemaker, they're kind of doing a bit where he talks in kind of like this overly verbose, like grandiose kind of way.
Yeah.
He's always talking about how he's on a mission for peace and everything he does is for love. And then he does that while grotesquely murdering people around him.
Yeah, that's his whole bit.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that is the whole bit.
That is the whole bit. Yeah.
Oh, and for some reason, this is the last one that I did not expect. Clayface is there, who is not a traditional member of the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, hated this
And
decision.
for some reason is dressed like Michael Jackson from the Smooth Criminal video.
Yeah, except he has an earth tone.
Yeah, except he has a
theme.
slight cream tone to him.
Yeah, very weird choice. I just want to say, before we move completely off from Peacemaker, in the show, you know, he lives at a trailer park with his dad, right? And that's like a big part of his character is his relationship with his dad. And his dad is played by Robert Patrick.
Really?
The fucking, the Terminator
T-1000,
from Terminator
yeah.
2. Yeah. It's awesome. And Robert Patrick is playing this like absolutely insane fucking super soldier guy. He's insanely fucking funny. If you don't have, that's one of the problems is putting him in a fucking cartoon like this and having it be just the Peacemaker shit bouncing off these other characters is you don't get any of the actual good stuff. Mm-hmm. Like Robert Patrick or John Cena bringing these like performances to the characters. And so you end up with exactly just a weird dude who doesn't even put his mask on the first episode. So you're like, who is that? Like, is that supposed to be
Yeah, that was something I didn't quite get.
Sackhead from Resident Evil?
Yeah, they have this extended bit where like none of them have their gear, and so he doesn't show his face for some reason, right?
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
that.
But and he just wears like a burlap sack over his head.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that is supposed to be a joke or not. They don't seem to be playing it for laughs.
They reference a bunch of other Warner Brothers properties like in the episode.
Yeah.
And they specifically call out Jason like early in the episode.
Yes. They call out Jason. They make a Lord of the Rings reference.
Yep. There were a couple others.
Yeah.
They mentioned Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Obviously. Number one Tim Burton film.
Yeah. Yeah, the best one.
Yep.
Definitely the best one. It was, I don't know. I that's like whatever. I think Peacemaker is a boring cast member without any of the John Cena charm. I think Clayface, his whole thing about being like a movie star or a wannabe movie star or just
He's
weird...
a C-list actor who's
Yeah.
also like kind of an otaku.
And he's kind of delusional
Yeah.
too, and that's really annoying. I thought his character fucking sucked.
Yeah, no, he's very annoying. Especially, it gets worse when they discover that they have like enhanced magical powers for being in the magical world, right? And at that point, Clayface kind of becomes like the exposition character because he has all of this isekai forethought because he's a nerd, right?
But why give Clayface powers? He's already Clayface.
They needed to make him more powerful.
It seems like he was already the most powerful.
Well, they answer their own question as soon as it's asked, right? So he discovers that normally his powers is just he can change his own body, which is made of clay.
Pretty good power.
It's pretty good power. It's not a bad one.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good one.
It's really, really useful in a lot of different scenarios.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, he discovers in being in the fantasy world gives him the power to just kind of control mud in general, right?
Actually, a less interesting power.
Exactly.
He's an earthbender.
And they say as soon as he brings it up, and here's what gets me.
Okay.
As soon as they bring it up, they say like, okay, cool. Why don't you just use this new power to like destroy this entire castle because it's like mostly made of clay bricks. And he's like, well, I can't do that because I just don't know how. That's his reasoning. It's like, I just got these powers and I just don't know how to use it yet. Even though I literally just used it to make a giant hole in the castle wall for us to get in.
Yeah, he could also just use his Clayface regular powers to, like, punch the castle.
Yes. Now, maybe it makes more sense to include this as a narrative function for someone like Harley Quinn, who has no powers, right?
Well, she has the powers of ultra parkour.
Well, yes, they do say that she is very agile. They make a point of that.
Yeah, agile in that comic book way where, like, being a gymnast means that you can, like, do insane parkour moves and also you're, like, a martial arts expert for some reason.
It's the only reason people get into gymnastics these days. What, you think they look at the stories from the Olympics and want to get into the sport?
Why does Robin, as an 11-year-old boy, have the ability to keep up with Batman?
Because it was better than being a slave of the circus. That's why.
Yeah, he was it's a circus performer. He was a circus performer. That's where he learned all those moves. Being a circus guy. That's what they teach you in the circus.
The circus where his parents died from falling, from being bad at the parkour.
Yeah, it's a shame they instituted the net law just right after his parents fell to their deaths.
Well, you know, they
That's
call
a
it
shame.
Robin's Law.
Because he didn't die.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to imagine they fell directly into the open lion's mouth. I just went right down.
Yes, like a cartoon.
Yeah, like a cartoon.
Like a
just
Looney
slid
Tune.
right down the gullet.
Yup.
I mean, it is a Warner Brothers
And the
property.
lion did a big exaggerated, like licking his lips after, and
he rubs his
picks his
belly.
teeth. Yeah, rubs his belly and picks his teeth with a toothpick.
Batman's watching this the whole time, just shaking his head disapprovingly.
No, he's doing this approvingly. He just got a new ward.
I love being a ward myself, so I'm going to do a really good job this time.
For all of its faults, the new Batman movie does pose the question finally of why doesn't Bruce Wayne just pay for all the orphans to have like a good life? It turns out it's because he's an asshole.
He's an asshole. He's an inconsiderate asshole.
Yeah.
Do you think Batman's probably not going to show up in this isekai? But you know what I thought the whole time was like, Green Lantern's going to show up in this. I think Green Lantern's probably going to show up.
That would be a wild pick. If
it was any of them, it would be Green Lantern, right?
Yeah.
He's like weird enough. He's like a weird enough choice, and nobody really likes him. He's not a hot property.
Well, not since the Ryan Reynolds movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I could see Green Lantern showing up maybe at the end. I think that they are very much banking on the established, like, okay, so Suicide Squad is now its own specific thing at WB, separate from whether or not it's tied into all of their other DC movies. Like, they have made a series of Suicide Squad movies specifically centered around Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn.
Yes, exactly. Very much like what they did with Deadpool being its own separate property from X-Men or the Avengers.
Yes, exactly.
Where they only tease connections, but it is its own property.
And this anime is very much drawing on that kind of bubble, right? For what it's saying is a Suicide Squad property. So, like we said, of course we got Harley Quinn. She's our main character.
We got Harley.
By the way, absolute banger of a character. Number one. I am on Team Harley 100% from this point forward.
That Paul Dini and that Bruce Timm, boy, were they on some good shit when that when that character came
I'm
drinking
whatever the version of a basic bitch is for nerds. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
You're all about that shit.
They made Harley Quinn a Gyaru. What can I say?
It is weird. Yeah, my watch partner did immediately go in on how the Harley Ivy version would have been much more interesting to include in this. Instead of the Harley Joker pair, which I agree with. I find Harley Joker to be miserable. I found their interaction to be incredibly bad. I thought it sucked so bad.
Okay, let's take a moment to talk about anime Joker.
Yes, let's talk about anime Joker.
I hear he's running for prime minister in Tokyo right now.
The new emperor, maybe.
Yeah.
Joker sucks.
Joker sucks. Joker really sucks. Let's
Joker
start with
so
number
bad.
one, how he sucks. The weird little toothy tattoo smile tattooed over his regular mouth. That sucks.
The tattoo mouth sucks.
That's dumb.
It's dumb and it sucks.
The fact that he wears his shirt unbuttoned at the top 2 buttons, but he doesn't have any chest hair. That sucks.
That sucks. The fact that it is loosely a Jared Leto, like, hot boy Joker, like a fuckboy Joker, that sucks.
Bishojo Joker sucks.
Yeah, it fucking sucks. Joker shouldn't be hot.
No, Joker should never be hot.
Never.
He replaced his steering wheel on his car with a piano, and that shows you how crazy he is, and that sucks.
Also, he threw away all that money.
Wasn't that crazy how they ripped off the opening of Castle of Cagliostro?
Yeah, what a crazy choice. Oh, did we even mention that this is a WIT studio production?
No, I don't think we did.
Wow. Yeah, this is like, this is what they're working on in the lead up to that One Piece reboot, is like this.
Well, okay, so I don't know. Maybe this is going to be a point of contention here because I think overall, I don't think it looked that bad in terms of animation.
I don't think it looked bad. I think it looked like a pretty standard anime, maybe even a step up from kind of the cheaper budget anime we've seen, even in this season. But, like, I don't think it looked good.
It didn't blow my mind. I was not impressed by it as like, oh my God, this is an amazing piece of animation. Like art. It's definitely not art. Listen, I'm a proponent. I'm a big proponent of counting many things as art. This is not it.
This is not art, people. We need to make that very clear.
I feel as my duty as a reviewer, as a critic, as a consumer of media, I need to inform the people that this is not art.
Yes.
This is actually whatever the opposite of art is. It's devoid of creative influence.
This is a pro Marcel Duchamp podcast. We do believe Fountain is art, but Isekai Suicide Squad is no Fountain.
Listen,
Isekai Suicide Squad isn't even a piss Christ.
It's not even a wavelength.
Yeah. I found it to be sorely lacking. In fact, the weird part was it was clearly WIT Studio. It was clearly anime-ass anime, but it still had that, like, DC, like, even, like, Justice League cartoon taint to it. You know what I mean?
Okay, I cannot describe it in perfect words, but whatever the DC... like superhero, Zack Snyder, James Gunn, whatever the filter equivalent of that is for, like, you remember the piss filter for, like, Mexico or Africa in movies and games from the early 2000s?
Yeah.
It's whatever that was, but, blue to make it look urban and modern.
I couldn't shake the sense that this was, like, westernized in some way that I couldn't put my finger on, for sure.
Yeah. It felt weird to me that the default language was in Japanese.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who they're making this for, to be honest.
What's the Japanese equivalent of puddin?
Puddin. Puddin-chan.
Oh God.
Okay.
I really hate
we
that.
gotta mention it. I gotta mention it. That is one thing that cracked me up every time. I thought it was funny every time she said it. Calling the Joker Puddin-chan is top tier writing, no notes, perfect.
Oh man.
I
What if
love
she had
it.
called him Joker Sama?
Harley. He says it so seriously.
Oh, I hate
He
it.
has no Joker affectation to his voice. He's not even like trying to do like the Jared Leto fake gangster speak or anything.
Oh, God.
Harley, let's go.
Howdy. Yeah, he's not a particularly Joker-fied Joker, really.
No, this Joker is more of a kind of delusions of grandeur big talker, right? He's not really joking. He's more of like making vague, sweep, grand statements that don't really mean anything.
He's you know what it is? He's a fucking Phantom of the Opera ass Joker.
Yes, very much so. That's a good comparison.
He sucks.
Yeah, no, he sucks. He sucks big time.
This dude sucks. I don't like Clayface, but like I prefer Clayface being on screen 100% of the time than fucking Joker.
Oh, absolutely.
Even as a weird Michael Jackson clone.
You know what else sucks?
What?
The generic ass fantasy element of it all. That seems like the weirdest, most phoned in part of this whole thing, right?
Oh, you mean like when they just immediately slaughter the pigmen because they're not humanoid enough to be
Yes.
recognized as like people?
And then later ally with them when they realize that they're evil, ontologically
Yeah.
evil orcs, and they're just like, hey,
Ontologically.
yeah, they're like, oh, cool, evil creatures, we can get along with you because we're evil too.
That is the most anime part of it, is biology as destiny.
Yes,
Yeah,
genetic determinism.
exactly. Yeah, poor King Shark. You know, he has a developmental disability, and they're just taking advantage of him.
Okay, that is another thing that I was like kind of side-eyed. You know, they do these kind of snapshot character intros, right? Where
Yeah.
everyone gets a cool fight scene, and then they get a portrait shot where it outlines their name and what their special qualities are. And for King
Yeah.
Shark, they're just like, this is King Shark. He eats a lot, and he has the mind of a kindergartner. And it's like, why
Yeah,
you
what
gotta
the-
call him out like
Why?
that?
What the fuck? Yeah, he's not like that in the movie.
Why can't you just say he has the mind of a really smart shark?
Yeah, he's a fucking shark that can talk.
Yeah.
That's the smartest shark ever.
Have you seen what the size of a shark brain actually is?
Also, he's not like that in the Harley cartoon, the American one.
No, well, he has a wide range of intelligence levels that kind of varies depending on writer. So I'm not surprised they went with this route, but the fact that they were so direct with it saying like, yes, he's a simple-minded child man.
I mean, the thing is, in Warner Brothers fashion, he really is like a which way did he go kind of
Yes.
grunt style. But they have to call him out as, he's incredibly stupid. Like,
to the
come on,
point
man.
where like they just kind of use him almost as a Deus Ex Machina to a lot of situations where they just point King Shark at whoever they want him to eat, and then he sucks them in like Kirby.
Incredibly disrespectful to a king.
You want to know what's even worse? It's like he's not actually a king. That's just a name. In the comics, his backstory is that he is a literal incarnation of a South Sea god.
Oh, like a Godzilla.
Yes, exactly.
Wow. Even more disrespectful.
Well, he wasn't awoken by radiation. A bit different, but same wheelhouse, I guess. He's like a small Godzilla. Yeah, sure. I'll go with that.
yeah. Well, I told you, in -1, Godzilla is like already a Godzilla. He gets big because of the radiation.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's bigger than King Shark, but it's basically the same idea.
Okay, now, question. Where do you think we're going with the Prince and the Pauper angle they're taking with the princess looking like Harley Quinn?
I'm not sure this cartoon has a story, so I didn't even think about it. I gotta be real.
I want to believe so bad that they at least have like a framework they're working with, right? They have to be going in some direction.
I kind of thought this was just gonna be a bunch of fucking around until Green Lantern shows up.
You're really banking on that Green Lantern appearance.
Yeah, I mean, the whole fantasy thing honestly feels like it's like laser tag level. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just stuff for them to do until like the DC characters get involved. You know.
Well, from what I can tell, the entire like country and land that they are currently in is just like a floating giant sky island.
Yeah.
We don't know what's below them.
Yeah, that's weird. That's a weird thing.
That is a weird thing that I haven't really thought about.
Is it an ocean planet?
Well, they're not on an ocean, though. They're floating in the sky.
Yeah, but like if you go down, if you fall off, do you think it's just like water down there or like just what? I don't know, like a molten core? You just fall into a fire?
If you go down to the surface area, it's exactly like the DC Comics world they came from, but it's all 1950s still.
You know, I started reading an anime recently by the guy who did Claymore, and I was like, okay, I want to check out what is this guy been up to since Claymore, and his manga that has been running apparently for a very long time. I'm pretty late to the party here. Is about basically exactly the reverse concept of that. A child who lives on the surface of this planet, this like kind of crazy fantasy planet, constantly dreams of floating islands in the sky until he meets a princess from the floating islands who reveals to him that it's like a super techno utopia on the flying islands. It's like a super advanced...
Jetsons. They do a Jetsons.
Yeah, they do a Jetsons. I like that manga more than I liked Suicide Squad Isekai.
Is that your final word on it?
Yeah, I between that and like, well, when is Green Lantern going to show up? I really don't know what else to say about it. You know,
I don't know. I don't know. They have who else is in there? So what they're setting
Katana.
up so far? Yeah, Katana. They got Katana in there,
which is a crazy inclusion to have in a fucking
in the anime adaptation.
Anime adaptation of Suicide Squad. Yeah, we're just gonna throw in the chick whose name is Katana and wears the fucking rising sun flag as a bandana.
Yeah, do you think Japanese audiences like? If they see this, are they gonna like kind of get like, ugh, what's going on there?
I mean, who knows? I have no idea how that would be taken by a Japanese audience, but I personally, I would be like, that's kind of weird.
Okay, so we're 3 episodes in, and what they've set up is they have now revealed that there was a first Suicide Squad that they got sent into the fantasy world and went rogue, and now is effectively a series of boss fights they have to do.
Sure,
they
Captain
fight,
Boomerang, Slipknot, the Weasel,
Polka Dot Man,
Polka Dots Man,
white guy, generic white man.
I like to think Riddler was on some incarnation of the Suicide Squad, just as an annoying guy.
He didn't make it very long.
No, he wouldn't have made it very far. Amanda Waller just blowing him up because he keeps asking stupid questions.
Yeah, what if they had like a regenerator person on the team who just kept getting their head blown up over and over again?
Well, that's my thing about Clayface was he doesn't really pose that much of a danger to Clayface.
Yeah, if he has total control over his clay body, can't he just expel the bomb?
Yeah, or also you can't just blow up mud. Like it's just mud. He doesn't have a central nervous system.
It just remains to be mud.
That's very stupid. It's a very stupid inclusion all around.
Very stupid show, I think, in
very
most
stupid
aspects.
Show.
Very
this
stupid
was
show.
Dumb, incredibly cynical cash grab on Harley Fever.
That said, I will be tuning in every week for Harley Quinn.
You know what? I was thinking about the Gyaru thing recently. I think because we mentioned, like, at some point we were talking about what is the Western Gyaru, and I realized it's like early 2000s drama goth.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Gyaru have big theater kid energy.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Early 2000s drama goth was all about really big hair, super exaggerated makeup, really intense long nails, right? Mm-hmm. Bizarre counterculture aesthetics. The big difference obviously being that drama goths would just wear like, inverted crosses all over everything, and Gyarus only sometimes do that.
You say drama goth, I would say that it falls more into the realm of like emo or like alt fashion, because it is a much higher focus on the aesthetic, the clothes and the makeup, than I think standard drama goth is conveying.
I mean, there is obviously the big difference would be that there is a larger color palette. For the Gyaru.
Well, I think that there is actually specific, very like explicit crossover between emo fashion and Gyaru fashion.
Oh, sure.
And like Harajuku kind of fashion subcultures.
Oh yeah, of course. And I know, like, you know, the Lolita stuff too is very goth influenced as well. So like,
big wavy crimped hair, heavy eyeliner.
Yep.
Those two are core fundamentals to both gyaru fashion and emo.
yes, and also like dating guys who are like way too old for them.
Oh yeah. But he's in a band. You don't get it.
I wasn't gonna name Pete, but if you're calling him out, Wentz, we're looking at you, man. We're looking right at you. Okay, can I talk about the other premiere that I watched?
Please do. Oh my god, anything to stop thinking about Suicide Squad.
Okay, this is the other premiere. I watched My Wife Has No Emotion.
Oh boy, okay. Why don't you tell me about it? Because I already have a bunch of preconceived notions based on the title.
Yeah, you could ask me the questions. It's essentially a speculative fiction about, like, what if you were dating a wife and she had no emotions?
Okay, all right. Well, that is a starting point. That's a platform.
That is a starting point. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, why does she have no emotions?
Why does she have no emotions?
She has no emotions because she is a home appliance bought from a magazine.
Ah, okay. All right. Oh, you know what I just watched yesterday that is that reminds me of this? That episode.
AI?
No, not AI.
Oh. The episode of Futurama about the fuckbots?
Well, that is definitely relevant. No, I watched the episode of The Twilight Zone about the guy that's imprisoned on Mars. You know, and every like 3 months he gets a supply drop.
Yeah.
And one day they bring him an android wife, basically.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the twist is that he gets pardoned and they don't have enough space on the spaceship to bring her back with him.
Yes. Wire mother.
But I assume that this is probably not a short moralistic story based off of a stage play.
No, and to be honest, it's not even really speculative fiction, because speculative fiction in this mode would actually try to ask some interesting questions and then explore those questions, you know? Mm-hmm. This really is just the Futurama PSA video.
Don't fall in love with your love bot.
Completely unironic.
I just want to make out with my Marilyn Monroe bot.
The episode 1 is basically him being nervous around his robot wife, which is cooking him eggs for dinner. Mm-hmm. He's an eggs for dinner guy. That's how we get clued in really early that he's kind of immature because he just eats eggs every day for every meal.
Yeah. Omelet and fried rice.
Yep. Omu rice.
Omu rice. Tamago sando. Others. Other egg dishes.
No, she knows more than the two. Because she's programmed with a bunch of recipes. Because, again, she is a home appliance. She's not even a fuckbot, because at some point he mentions having sex with her and she has to look up what sex is on the internet.
Okay, this raises so many questions.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Is she equipped for that? Is this like an ex machina scenario?
You know what I kept saying, and I pray that this is true. I could just read the manga to find out if it was. But as it became clearer and clearer over the first episode that this was not going to have an interesting twist to it or any kind of hook, I kept telling my watch partners, man, this really needs to like slowly evolve into a sort of ex machina plot where he accidentally like unlocks her sentience and she has to trick him into like gaining access to her like source code so she can modify herself and be free.
Well, you know, we can't do that because that would be interesting.
That would actually be interesting, and it would break the illusion that you could have sex with a toaster.
I
don't mean that in the Battlestar Galactica derogatory way. I mean, like, she is literally a cooking appliance.
So is the point of the comic is he falling in love? And can she fall in love?
Well, we know for a fact he's like very sexually frustrated right at the beginning because there's really no setup to this. He just comes home and he gets drunk. And then gets really weird. He weirds himself out by how much he wants to flirt with his robot. And like right off the bat, he's like, haha, it would be funny if like you were my wife. Haha, just kidding, unless. And of course, she's a robot, so. And this is already the problem is I'm calling her a she. It's not a she. This robot is genderless.
Okay, so no, we have to establish for the purpose of the story to work, is she an emotionless robot or does she develop a personality over time? Because it's a much different story if it's about a man tragically falling in love with something that could never return his feelings.
A very sad man fucking his vacuum cleaner. Yes, that is a tragic story. And I believe the thrust of this story, this is only episode 1. I can't predict the future. But I believe the thrust of this story is that he slowly personifies her until she becomes a real boy.
So you think that there's going to be some kind of Pinocchio revelation moment where the blue fairy comes down and grants her life so that he can finally be with his wife that he groomed?
Essentially, yeah. I think that's kind of what the show is leaning towards, very unironically. What triggers him at the beginning is, like I said, he comes home and he gets drunk and he kind of flirts with his robot. That he has, the robot's wearing a wig and it's got like female eye decals on it, Mm-hmm. And he's like, it'd be funny if I was like flirting with my wife robot. You should be my wife robot. The wife robot's like, if you want me to be your wife, yeah, sure. I'm programmed to do whatever you want. And he's like, oh, she said it. Oh, she said it. She said she's my wife. I'm so happy. That's, again, like the first 5 minutes of this. By the end of the episode, he is asking the robot to sleep in bed with him and getting very nervous about her proximity to his dick. I'm not even exaggerating that. That is very
okay. Well, that indicates to me that at least on a subconscious emotional level, he considers the robot to be a person already.
Oh, he definitely does. He's down bad, like immediately for the robot that he sees as a.
I had to look up a picture, and it's like, yeah, she looks like a robot, but she is definitely in the realm of looking person-like enough to where whoever created her in the context of this story knew that they were trying to make a robot that would elicit human emotional responses, right? If it's just supposed to be like a utility thing, why not just have her be a voice on a screen like in Her?
Oh, yeah. No, I kept saying this is definitely government issued as a response to the male loneliness epidemic.
Yeah. This is the mandatory heterosexuality that they want.
Yes, it absolutely is. This is your state mandated wire mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, that's dark.
It is insanely dark. I have to say, if you read this without the romantic lens over it, this is one of the darkest things I have ever seen. It is tragic. It is scary how fucking dark this is. And it kept reminding me that a season or two back, there was a show called Gene of AI. Do you remember that?
Yeah, we talked about that. Yes. A while back.
And there is an episode specifically about rental boyfriends. And the big thing about that is that they are essentially emotional support robots. And in the episode, the woman, because those are very episodic episodes, they're self-contained stories per episode, right?
Right, yes.
And the episode that has the rental boyfriend is about a woman who she's trying to work her way up to dating a real human, like get a human boyfriend. And to do that, she has to let her emotional support robot boyfriend, like go back to the rental service.
I remember you telling me about this one, and then she builds up this relationship, and then his memory gets reset at some point.
Yes, and she goes to the doctor because she's trying to figure out if she can get the old memories like back from the hard drive, and he's like, that's not how it works. The memories are gone, and she is suddenly confronted with the fact that the robot doesn't care about her because it doesn't care about anything because it's a robot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that like shatters her emotionally and mentally.
Now,
coming to terms with like the reality of trying to have sex with a robot.
well, I mean, the first step is to just do it. And don't think about it. Just do it.
Yeah, don't think about it. Just do it. Hey, some of us need a little romance, okay? Not everybody can be like you, Nate.
Oh, boy. And here's the thing that I am having an issue with. I'm looking at some of the pictures of this anime and of the manga, and I'm noticing something, and that is that none of the robot girls are seem to be modeled after adult women.
Nope, they're all pretty juvenile.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if we're, just playing along, if we're making custom robots, why not get weird with it?
Well, I know why not, but I'm not sure I can get into it. It comes down to certain laws and just basic morality. But yes, this dude could get a robot that looks like anything, and it looks like that.
Yes.
The one touch I do like, and this goes against that and kind of plays more towards what I wanted out of it, was that the robot does not blink and does not open its mouth when it talks.
Oh, that's weird.
I do love that, actually. And the one
like
moment,
a Dark Souls character.
Yeah. And the one moment of like true humanity that the guy shows in the first episode is that when he is sleeping next to it, it doesn't close its eyes. And that starts freaking him out because it suddenly reminds him that it is a machine in his bed. And so he specifically tells it to close its eyes and not do scary eyes at him. And then the next day he forgets because he literally drinks like 12 beers every night.
Oh, so he's an alcoholic.
He's definitely an alcoholic, just to build up the courage to have sex with this robot. And he forgets that he says the thing about like the scary eyes. So the robot is making weird kind of furrowed brow eyes at him the next morning, and that starts freaking him out. Which is, kind of a fun detail.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Again, that is like the equivalent of I put googly eyes on my toaster because it was weird when we were sleeping together.
Yes. So honestly, this is really kind of the most pat way to put it, but it could not be more accurate. This is, what if I want to fuck my Marilyn Monroe bot, but that was considered good instead of bad? That's what this show is.
This reminds me of something that, I cannot remember the title. I have to go look it up. But it's something I mentioned a few episodes back. So essentially almost the same plot about a guy, a high school loser who gets basically a programmable girlfriend bot.
Yes.
And he starts programming the personalities of his classmates into it.
Oh my God, that's so dark.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Yeah, yes.
That one might even be worse because that is explicitly trying to remove the barrier of her being a machine, right? They have full-on personality packs that make them more human-like. To interact with. Yes.
And you know what? This first episode actually hints at something like that, because what trips him up in the first episode is that she makes him, for dinner, she makes him the omu rice.
Mm-hmm.
And she does the little cutesy heart in ketchup on it. And he reads into this really hard. He's like, oh my God, the robot loves me. The robot is returning my affection.
You don't fall in love with the dancer. She's just doing her job.
He cannot get over the fact that the robot put cutesy heart on his omu rice. It throws him off.
What does it mean? Robots aren't supposed to show love, and yet she did.
And it also, he says something very strange, which implies that this is a second-hand, by the way, this is a second-hand robot. And he thinks that the previous owner must have hacked her to put in functionality that allows the robot to draw, I love you hearts on omu rice.
Well, okay, now that is falling into the realm of, paranoid thinking. Which, again, would be great. It would be great if this guy later on is revealed to just completely fabricate all of these emotional interactions, right? If we get like a Fight Club recap going back, and it's just him talking to a non-functional robot the entire time.
Yes. When I was watching this, like I said about Ex Machina, right?
Yeah.
How much I wish that it had kind of like slowly transformed into that. I kept thinking,
what if Oscar Isaac showed up?
Well, I kept thinking I wish this would turn into Ex Machina, but after the Omurice thing and him mentioning that maybe like the previous owner had hacked this talking toaster, non-derogatory, not Battlestar Galactica.
Okay, you keep saying that, but it doesn't sound better when you say it. You have a certain venom that you're putting on there.
I'm trying not to be racist against the robot. It's not its fault. It's not its fault for this. Man played God.
Let's start by not calling her an it, okay?
Well, it's not a her. It doesn't have a gender. It is not gender.
No, I'm taking a firm stance right now. I am going to gender the robot.
Okay, you're going that hard? Okay,
yeah.
Fine. Well, okay. If you insist, we will call
I am
her.
assigning her a gender right now.
Wow. When you said that, I immediately snapped to like, man, what if this became a William S. Burroughs or Philip K. Dick style story, like
Naked Lunch, but an anime.
Yes, but an insane fucking like fantastical like paranoid thriller where the robot begins unveiling these bizarre behaviors that are like slowly leaking out from the hacks, the brain hacks that it had from its previous owner, and we start learning things about like what happened to the previous owner and like paranormal psychodrama shit that happened that he had to like leak into the robot to keep it from ratting him out to the government or something. And it just becomes weirder and weirder.
That would be great. That would be interesting. That would be like cool.
That would be so fucking cool. And as he falls in love with this robot and tries to make it more human, what he's actually doing...
She becomes more and more like Jason Bourne?
Yeah, well, no, he keeps scraping away the layers that insulate him from like the hidden dark truths that exist at the center of the robot brain. Oh my God, that would be so fucking good.
It'd be so much better.
So good. Imagine, and this like slowly transforms into like a combination of like Naked Lunch and Blade Runner. Like, that would be so fucking cool. The guy he keeps pushing and pushing, and he realizes he is also a robot.
Whoa!
Holy shit! That would be so fucking cool. Oh man. Oh, okay. All right. Oh my God.
I need a break. I gotta go make out with my Lucy Lou bot.
I am freaking out right now. Let's take a break.
That was a nice little trip to another world. I should go there more often.
I am.
Oh, you're here.
I'm back.
Oh God. Okay.
I was just finishing up my "Do Wives Who Have No Emotion Dream of Electric Sheep" fan fiction. I got it all typed out. I got it out of my system, so I'm ready to move on.
Okay. One final thing to say about that, though. At least at the end of the day,
we're going back.
That guy's not a cop. The guy from Blade Runner, total cop. Not cool.
Deckard.
Yeah.
Richard Deckard.
Dick.
That was his name, by the way. His name was Richard Deckard. What a terrible name. He should have known he was a robot because his name was Richard Deckard. That's a fake name.
Fake-ass name.
Fake-ass motherfucker. Fake-ass person, fake-ass name.
It is my understanding that you've prepared some kind of thing, some kind of content for me.
Yes, by doing this podcast, you have yet again fallen into my trap.
Oh.
Now, it's not a punji pit because those are banned by the Geneva Convention.
I don't think you're supposed to call them that anymore. I don't think that's like
is that
PC.
Not woke? Is that not in the law? Is that not what they're called in the stated law?
Yeah, no, I don't think that's kosher anymore. But go on.
I'm cutting that out. No, this is in fact an isekai quiz trap. Eagle-eared listeners might have noticed a cheeky little isekai reference at the top of the show. And long-eared listeners maybe remember that we have actually done this a few times previously.
I keep walking right into it.
You keep walking right into it. It's your fault. You were asking for it by watching anime.
Did you see what I was wearing?
Yeah. That shirt with all the Bleach characters on it. Yeah. It enraged me to no end, and now I have to trap you in this horrible quiz.
You know, you're asking a lot of questions about my social awkwardness that is answered by my Bleach shirt.
I just think Ichigo's cool. I just think he's a cool guy. So there were a fair amount of isekai this season. We talked about a couple of premieres, two of shows I think neither of us are no longer excited about. If we were at all to begin with.
I mean, I'm still on that Suicide Squad train. Not getting off. Choo choo.
Sure, but you could just watch clip compilations of the Harley scenes if you wanted. You're not like into the show.
Well, that's what you do in between waiting for episodes to come out.
Oh yeah, you're gonna make your fan casts. Yeah. You should put together a couple TikToks that are just like fan cast Harley Quinn.
I should. I totally should.
You should do that.
I'm going to start a separate Harley Quinn Stan account.
Yeah. Just from every property she's been in.
Yeah.
So this season actually had, I will say, fewer isekai than I was expecting. So it did make it a little bit harder to scrape together an isekai quiz. Last season had like 3 or 4 times more isekai. I don't know how to take that. Maybe it's a good sign. I don't know.
Oh, no, I think it's the opposite. You know, it's like if you ever notice humidity going up and pressure going down, you're in for a hurricane.
Oh, yeah.
The prevalence and then drop off of isekai is that's what happened right before the French Revolution.
Right. We're standing on this precipice, this anime precipice, watching the tide go out farther and farther than it's ever been. If you will allow me to explain what an isekai quiz is,
by all means,
I will continue. Are you prepared?
The floor is yours.
Nate, I will be proctoring this isekai quiz. Now, you will remember, this is a punishment type quiz. I will be reading to you the descriptions and names of 3 isekai per set. That's right, not just 3 per set.
Oh, okay, that's a lot. That's quite a bit.
And you will have to guess which one is not real.
Oh, okay. All right.
If you guess incorrectly, you will have to watch that isekai and report back to us.
All right. I've known you long enough. I think I can pick out your little affectations. You have certain styles and tells that you wouldn't even think that you're giving away. I know you.
It is true. I tried to make it a little harder than last time, but it is true. I have particular writing style that I tend to fall into. I have my own interests that I focus on to the exclusion of all else. But I think I did it this time. I think I did a pretty good job.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what they say. If you're going to come for the king, don't swing twice.
You swing 3 times, Nate.
For good luck.
Are you prepared? I'm going to read you the name and description of 3 isekai. Are you prepared to guess which one is not real?
Now, are you gonna post these subscriptions? Are you gonna post these descriptions somewhere where I can read and review them all together, or do I have to make this decision on the fly?
I think it would make it too easy for you if I posted them.
All right.
So you're gonna have to just go by the sound of my voice. Listen to the sound of my voice.
All right, then hit me with your best shot, Game Master.
I will let you read them after we're done, though.
Okay.
Because I'm proud of my work.
His vanity will be his downfall.
It's been true in the past, and it'll be true in the future. All right. Isekai quiz. Set 1. Begin. Isekai.
Yes.
Damn it, I already fucked up. Isekai number 1 is called... Why does nobody remember me in this world? ? In a time when the great war between 5 rival races for supremacy on Earth ended with humanity's victory led by the hero Sid. The world suddenly gets quote-unquote, overwritten right before the eyes of a boy named Kai. No last name given. In this rewritten world, Kai witnesses humanity's defeat in the war as a result of Sid's absence where dragons and demons now rule the land, and Kai himself has become quite a forgotten existence to all humans. However, after encountering the mysterious girl, Remy, Kai resolves to break free from this rewritten fate. In a world without a hero, he inherits the sword and martial arts skills of the hero, brackets, Sid, in case you forgot, and challenges the powerful enemy races that dominate the land. That is the end of description number 1. Are you prepared for description number 2?
Yeah, okay, so that's just the end of JoJo Part 6, but boring. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, kinda. All right,
hit me.
Isekai number 2 is called... Man, these are bad titles. Lost in another world that is too familiar. Are there secrets even in the other world? ? Kai, it's another Kai. Kai Hayashida works long hours at his dream job as a physicist.
At Long's. Long's Drugs.
Trying to discover the secret behind the rules of reality, but then overwork, exhaustion causes him to collapse at his job. When he wakes up, he finds himself in an unrecognized place, a fantastical world beyond his imagination. But without incredible powers or cheat-like skills, Kai is left with only his scientific knowledge to discover the secrets that lie at the heart of his new world. But something feels strange. Could this fantastical realm actually be hiding a different reality? ? That is the end of description number 2.
Okay, all right.
Are you prepared for description number 3?
Yeah.
This... Oh, fuck. I have to defend myself here. This is bad. Okay. Isekai number 3 is called No Longer Allowed in Another World. An adventurer in another world with cute girls by your side and video-game-like powers -- sounds like an anime fan's dream, right? ? Not so for melancholic author Osamu Dazai, who would quite literally prefer to drop dead. Video games haven't even been invented yet when he gets yanked into another world in 1948. Really, all fantastical adventures he keeps running into is just getting in the way of his poetic dream to finding the perfect place to die. But no matter how much he risks his hide, everything seems to keep turning out okay. Follow a miserable hero like no other in this cheerful but bleak isekai comedy! ! End of description number 3.
Oh, Remy, Remy. You think you can pull one over on me, but you can't. I can see right through you.
You figured it out already, huh?
You have no defenses against my crystal clear dagger eyes.
Dagger eyes.
Yeah.
Yes. Your stanky wizard eyes.
It was so obviously the third one.
Which one is that? No Longer Allowed in Another World?
Yes.
Now, are you saying that because Osamu Dazai was a very prominent Communist Party member? And they probably wouldn't make an anime about a man who was harassed and eventually arrested for his participation in the Japanese Communist Party in the lead up to World War II? Is that why you're saying that?
No, it's because you prefaced the question with saying, I need to defend myself with this one.
Well, it's because that's so crazy. And the communist thing, I just, Can you name a lot of anime protagonists that are communists? I can't think of many.
No.
It doesn't come up.
Oh man, is there a shonen? There's got to be a shonen comic about rising through the ranks of the Red Army, right?
No, but you know what's funny is there actually is a shonen anime that is extremely popular where Osamu Dazai is a shonen boy main character who is the Gojo of that anime.
Nah, I'd win at capitalism.
He is. He says that shit. He says it in the fucking show. It's called Bungo Stray Dogs.
Oh, yeah, you've talked about that. About that.
Yes, Edgar Allan Poe is one of the shonen boys. And he has crow powers. Fuck anime. Anime sucks.
Okay, you're dodging the question. Did I get it right?
I'm so sorry, Nate. That's actually a real anime.
No!
You will have to be watching this one, and I'm actually very excited for you to watch this one because I want to know if they bring up the communist thing. I'm really excited, actually.
You cannot be serious that this is a real one.
This is a real one. They made another anime where Osamu Dazai is an anime boy. They made another. There are 2 of them.
Oh, man. Okay, this is going to be a lot tougher than I thought.
This is, okay, I really cannot stress how weird this is because this is like if there were multiple fucking CW shows, about, Arthur Miller. And Arthur Miller is like a tough guy who like beats up bikers or something. This is super fucking weird.
Well, which was the fake one? Do I get to know?
Yes, I will tell you. The fake one was, in fact, number 2, Lost in Another World That Is Too Familiar.
Damn, okay. All right.
Yeah. See, I thought that was actually, I tried to write descriptions of isekai that I thought would actually be, like, interesting this time around.
Oh, good. Well, yeah. You should always try and do something that's interesting.
I just tried. The last one I tried to write just bad-sounding ones because I thought that would be easier to trick you with, but it was too easy for you. So I tried a little harder this time. Yes, in fact, Why Does Nobody Remember Me in This World is real. It is something that I have read a few chapters of.
See, I knew that one was real because I had heard of it before.
Yes, probably from me. And this is one where the main character immediately finds a naked girl in a box and she has like godlike magic powers and starts living with him in his apartment and she like hates wearing clothes.
Hey, listen, anime, stop putting girls in boxes. They don't want to be there.
They just love putting girls in boxes.
They're not cats. Stop putting them in boxes.
Sometimes they are, like Cat Girl Nuku Nuku.
Well, can't argue with that.
Chobits is a girl in a box who is a robot and a cat.
Were the Chobits bots cat-coded? I never got that impression.
Well, they have those weird cybernetic ears that are kind of
cat-like. Yeah, I always thought those evoked more like puppy ears, if anything, because they're kind of like downturned.
You think so?
Yeah. Either way, it's I don't like it. It gives
weird.
me bad vibes.
It is bad vibes for sure.
Yeah. And while we're on the subject, what's up with Anya's hair things? Are they antenna? Do they provide her magical power? I don't know what's going on there.
I think they're psychic antenna boosters. They give boosts to her psychic abilities. That's why she never takes them off.
Yeah. Maybe she can't take them off. Do we know? Do we know if she can?
You know what? I would have to go back and reread through the comic because I feel like maybe she has never taken them off. Maybe there's weird shit under there, like horns.
These are questions the people are asking, I don't know what they're trying to hide by not answering.
As thorough as Lloyd usually is in his job, I feel like he probably would have checked under there at some point, you know?
Well,
just in case.
He's totally adverse to touching the child in any way.
He does not like touching the child.
He's not really the physical affection kind of dad. He's more like the stand in the corner and tell you he loves you for the first time at 29 years old kind of dad.
Well, I mean, I don't gonna get all lore brain, but Anya is the only one who knows that Lloyd is faking everything.
True, but
and not just from the psychic sense. Like when he went and got her from the orphanage, he basically told her like, I'm being your pretend dad. Don't tell anyone.
Yeah, but she knows he's a spy, and that's why she, like, wants to be there, right? She's afraid that if she gives away the mission, then he'll send her back to the orphanage, which is technically true.
No, it's 100% true.
Lloyd's a cold motherfucker. He'd do that in an instant. Sorry. I'm going to put that out there. I think that he is 100% in it for the job. He is a Fed, and he would drop them as soon as he was told to. Even and up into the point of quote-unquote confession to Yor.
Well, you haven't gotten as far in the comic as I have, but, the facade is showing a couple cracks. Anyway, onward with the game.
See, I was trying to stall here, but okay.
Nope. Here we go.
All right, here we go.
Set number 2, Isekai quiz. Isekai number 1 is called... Okay, some of these titles are too long. Failure Frame, I became the strongest and annihilated everything with low-level spells. Sounds like my Elden Ring character.
Heyo.
Abruptly catapulted into a fantasy world, Memory Toka, and his classmates have been summoned by the world's resident goddess to serve as heroes. Luckily, most of the students display amazing skills upon arrival, except for Memory, whose abilities bottom out at a measly E- rank. With no further use for him, the goddess banishes Memory to a dungeon from which no one has ever returned alive.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Yet, as it turns out, Memory's skills aren't so much worthless as they are abnormal. Abnormally powerful, even. If Memory can only claw his way back to the surface, nothing will stand in his way from getting revenge. End of description number 1.
Okay, all right.
Description number 2. Magical tools, Mr. Dayakazu never looked down. That can't be right. After dying of overwork in Japan, we have to specify.
I mean, you could probably take a wild guess if you say someone died from overwork and, hey, where did it happen?
Yeah.
I don't know. Japan,
maybe?
Yeah, no.
After dying of overwork in Japan, Dahlia is the Black Dahlia, is reborn into a world filled with magic. Raised by a master of magical tool making, she develops a passion for the craft and becomes engaged to her father's apprentice. Before her father can see her wed, however, he suddenly passes away. As if this weren't enough, on the day before their wedding, her fiancé announces that he's in love, but not with her, ! Dahlia finally realizes she needs to live for herself. She vows to be her own woman from now on and devote herself to her craft, even if it's not quite the quiet life she was hoping for, !
Okay.
From a chance encounter with a knight to starting her own company, there are challenges aplenty on the horizon.
It just keeps going.
But this young craftswoman is no longer a shrinking violet, she's Dahlia, and she's ready to bloom, period.
Okay. All right.
End of description number 2. I hope I got some of that right. Are you prepared for description number 3?
Please continue.
Isekai number 3. I have to start over? ? Becoming the strongest for the second time. After witnessing his childhood friend succumb to an incurable illness, Jin Ogasawara has dedicated himself to the study of the occult, even as it makes him unpopular at school and at home, he needs power so that he never loses anyone again. Just as his studies finally take him to the zenith of spiritual practice, comma, a mysterious force he summons in a forbidden ritual says to him, quote, "You are strong, comma, but your strength is your greatest weakness." Quote unquote. When Jin wakes up, comma, he finds that he has been pulled into a realm of immense occult energy where his powers are considered novel level at best, exclamation point.
Damn. Downgrade.
With no idea of how to return, comma, Jin instead dedicates himself to becoming the capital S strongest, capital O, occult, capital P, practitioner in this world too. A journey to the heights of spiritual practice begins, exclamation point. End of description number 3.
Okay. All right. Now,
oh boy.
Now, I biffed the first one, so you have me on my back toes a little bit here. I'm going to try and play it safe.
I'm 1 for 3.
Yeah. All right. And, okay. Can you list just the titles again for me?
Yes. In the order I read them in. Isekai 1, Failure Frame, I became the strongest and annihilated everything with low dash level spells. Isekai number 2, Magical Tools for Mr. Daya Kazu Never Look Down. That's really funny. Isekai number 3, I have to start over, question mark, exclamation point, question mark, becoming the strongest for the second time.
Okay. I think that it is Isekai number 1 is the fake.
Failure Frame, I became the strongest and annihilated everything with low dash level spells.
It sounds too similar to the setup of, I think it, like, I have the instant death ability in another world or something. It was called something like that.
Oh, you mean that perverted necromancer one?
Yeah. Okay, all right. Was I right?
No, unfortunately,
God.
you are incorrect. You will have to watch Failure Frame, I became the strongest and annihilated everything with low-level spells.
Damn.
See, I tried a lot harder in this one.
No, you are knocking it out of the park. I can't tell what's fake trash and real trash.
The fake one was, of course, I have to start over, question mark, exclamation point, question mark, becoming the strongest for the second time.
That one sounded so plausible. The description was so wordy.
Yeah, they were all very wordy this time. There's a lot of description in some of these. They're kind of heavy. Not all of them are this long, I have to say.
Okay, all right, I got one more chance. One more chance to bring it home.
Wow.
I can do it. I'm warmed up now.
Mimori Toka does sound like the fakest name of this entire list.
It does.
Mimori does not sound like a real Japanese name. Mimori? That's bad. It's bad. It's a bad fake name. At least Dahlia is like a real name. The Black Dahlia.
All names are fake. You ever think about that?
Oh, shit. It's blowing my fucking mind.
I know.
All right. The weirdest set I have saved for last.
Okay. All right. Oh, boy. I am embarrassed, but I gotta redeem myself.
You gotta get one of these. These are the weirdest ones, though. I think you'll have a hard time, because these are all over the place.
Okay.
All right. Isekai Quiz, Set 3. Isekai, number 1. Inhuman life for the ordinary. In this world, there are some who hide among us. Yoshiki Nakajima feels alone, even among friends, hiding his gloomy demeanor behind a mask of cheerfulness and popularity. None of his friends and admirers know that his home life is in disarray, leaving Yoshiki with the burden of supporting his shut-in mother and young sister. While his classmates attend clubs and play sports, fuck. I fucked myself up.
You want to take another go at that?
While his classmates attend clubs and play sports, Yoshiki is working various part-time jobs to make ends meet, until one day he is met with an accident at the construction site.
Damn.
When he
Should've
awakes,
got workman's comp insurance.
He should have. When he awakes at the hospital, his injuries are healed, but he begins to notice something odd about the people around him. Everywhere he looks, the people have become demi-humans! ! In this world without humans, how long can Yoshiki hide his humanity? ? And where has his family gone? ? A wacky and melancholy story of a boy trying to make a place for himself in a world where he doesn't fit in.
I don't like the use of the word melancholy there, but okay.
Isekai number 2. Head start at birth. Now, we all have a head start at birth if you think about it. Oh, except for some of us, I guess.
Yeah. No, not everybody.
When it gets twisted around, and you have to do the cesarean, but most of us. Lilia,
So fucking dumb.
Lilia, the newborn daughter of a marquis, has the memories of her previous life! With cheat-like gamer knowledge, she aims to become the strongest girl in this quote-unquote other world! Isekai number 3. A leisurely journey around the world, raising your child and going on an adventure. I'm terribly sorry! A god was suddenly prostrating himself in front of Kayano Takumi, He was apparently killed by a mistake. Moreover, he can't be reborn again. However, according to God, he would be able to live in a different world, but he made a mistake again and transferred him into a dangerous forest. Where he finds himself a pair of children and decides to take care of them. End of description 3.
That's it? That's it for that description?
That's the end.
Okay.
I told you this was the weirdest set.
Oh God. Okay. I think
some of those were me fucking up, and some of those were the translations. I just want to point that out.
It's impossible to tell at this point. You've masked yourself. It's a natural camouflage.
I didn't do it on purpose, though. That was genuinely me mistaking.
Okay.
3 options.
Think that it is number 2.
I will read the titles in order just to make sure.
Okay.
Title 1, Inhuman Life for the Ordinary. Title 2, Head Start at Birth. If you think about it, we all have a head start at birth. Title number 3, A Leisurely Journey Around the World, raising your child and going on an adventure. The longest title.
Yeah, I'm sticking by my answer. I think it's Head Start at Birth.
Oh my gosh, no, I am sorry. Head Start at Birth. Lilia, the newborn daughter of a marquis, has the memories of her previous life with cheat-like gamer knowledge. She becomes the strongest girl in the new other world. Is a real one. That's real.
It sounded so generic.
Yeah, I know. I guess there wasn't really a lot to the show.
Okay, well, boy, do I have isekai egg on my face.
Yeah, that was 3 for 3 for me.
Boy,
I feel good.
Yeah, I skunked it.
I feel good.
Struck out. Boy, do I feel silly.
Yeah, I did a good job. The fake one in that set was, of course, Inhuman Life for the Ordinary.
Damn.
Yep.
You see, your problem here is that you wrote stuff that I find interesting enough in concept on its own to not pay attention close enough to the tells.
Oh, yes. I got you. I've tricked you with my isekai faking skill.
He boomed me. My ability got me.
My ability to create fake isekai has only been growing season by season.
The worst My Hero quirk.
Okay,
is that
These
it?
should be. I am going to I'm going to realize all the fake isekais I've written over the seasons. That is it.
Yeah, put them together in a collection and just make it one continuous infinite isekai.
I'm going to go ahead and mark the ones.
All right, well, I will, if anything, keep my word. I play by the rules.
You fucking better. You have to watch at least the first episode of No Longer Allowed in Another World. Failure frame, I became the strongest and annihilated everything with low dash level spells. And Head Start at Birth. Which, if you think about it, we all kind of...
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Go follow us on TikTok. Go check us out on Blue Sky. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Do all the stuff. I need to get the fuck away from this guy right now. I'm about to lose my...
Oh my God.
Boy, you are making me lose my cool.
He's so mad at me.
He's
so mad.
Yeah, I am all jazzed up.
So mad.
All right. I think that's it.
Okay.
I've said the stuff.
Okay. Hey, do seriously do the Apple reviews, do the Apple Podcast reviews. We need to get some visibility here. I am losing my fucking mind.
Yeah. That's on you. That we're doing everything that we can. This is on you.
We're doing everything on our side.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys step up?
Uphold the social contract of anime podcasts. God damn it.
Yeah. I don't care if you like the show, if you hate the show. I don't know why you're listening if you hate it, but either way, help us out here.
Listen, go post download links to the episodes in Mother Basement comment sections. They'll love that. Go invade forums.
Go to a Best Buy. Play the episode on each of the demo kiosks of the Best Buy.
Best Buys don't exist anymore.
Oh, they don't? Shit, I haven't left my house in a while.
They got eaten by Disney.
It's 2024? Are you kidding me?
No, I am kidding you. I am kidding you. Don't worry, people. Best Buy still exists.
Oh, thank God.
We're not living in 1984 yet.
All the unused gift cards I have that have just been piling up over the years. I'm going to buy myself a Blu-ray.
Okay, bye.